I finally have signal. I'm in the basement of St. Mary's Hospital. It's been 3 weeks since I've been able to reach anyone.
Mom? Oh my God, Mom! I thought you were dead. I've been trying to reach you for weeks.
Xander, baby. I'm here. I'm alive. Where are you? Are you safe?
I'm at the old radio tower facility. About 300 miles north of where you are. It's been my shelter for the past month. The equipment here still works. I've been monitoring broadcasts.
300 miles? That's so far. How did you get there?
Long story. I'll tell you everything later. But Mom, I've been picking up government transmissions. They keep talking about something called Directive 7. Grandma might know something, maybe. Speaking of which, Grandma Ripley, are you there?
She might not have signal. The farmhouse is pretty isolated.
No, I'm here, children. I've been watching this chat for hours, waiting for someone to speak.
Ripley, thank God. Are you all right at the farm? Do you have enough supplies?
I've barricaded myself in pretty well. The root cellar has enough canned goods for months, but the fog has been getting thicker lately. Much thicker than before.
That's what I wanted to talk about. The radio chatter I'm intercepting. They're coordinating something big. Multiple references to fog density measurements and creature movement trails.
Creature movements? Have you seen any of them recently?
Not directly, but I hear them at night. Those heavy, booming footsteps, sometimes roaring off in the distance. The fog makes it hard to see anything beyond 50 feet.
I saw one last week through the kitchen window, one of the tall ones, with all those eyes.
Did it see you?
No, dear. I stayed very still. It passed by without noticing the house, but it was very close.
We need to figure out a way to reunite. This separation is killing me. I can't stand not knowing if you're both safe.
I want that too, sweetheart. But the roads are impossible to travel on now. I've tried leaving the hospital twice. Both times I had to turn back. There are too many of them out there.
What about the other survivors? Are there any networks we can connect with? Maybe coordinate with other groups?
Actually, yes. I've been monitoring a larger group chat. It's called the Refuge Network. There are maybe a dozen active members on it. They share information about safe zones and supply drops.
Can you add us to that chat? Maybe they have better intel than the government broadcasts I'm hearing.
Be careful about that, children. We don't know who else might be monitoring these conversations. Trust is a luxury we can't afford anymore.
Ripley's right to be cautious, but we need information, and we need hope. I'll reach out to them, see what they know about travel between zones. Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Indira Morrison. I'm messaging you guys because I am looking to connect with other survivors.
Welcome to the network, Doc. Always glad to have medical expertise in the group. I'm Caspian, former Special Forces. I coordinate resource sharing between our safe zones. How's your supply situation?
I have access to medical supplies, antibiotics, surgical equipment, some pain medications, but food is running low, and I'm separated from my family.
Hey Doc, welcome to our little apocalypse chat. I'm Phoenix, art student turned survivor. Currently holed up in an old warehouse with enough spray paint to last the next decade. Not sure what I'll do with it, but at least the walls look interesting now.
Don't mind Phoenix. I'm Marigold, single mom with 2 kids. We're in an old school building about 50 miles west of the city. How old are your family members, Dr. Morrison? My son Xander is 17. He's at a radio tower facility 300 miles north. My mother-in-law Ripley is at our family farmhouse. They're both safe for now, but we can't reach each other.
300 miles is rough terrain these days. I'm Diesel, by the way, and a mechanic by trade. I've been trying to keep vehicles running for supply runs, but the fog corrodes everything. Metal, rubber, even some plastics. Travel is getting harder each week.
Diesel's right about the corrosion. We've lost 3 vehicles in the past month. The fog seems to be getting more aggressive, or maybe just denser. Hard to tell which.
That matches what my son is hearing on government radio chatter. He mentioned something called Directive 7. Anyone heard of that?
Negative, but I'm interested. Government's been radio silent for weeks in my area. Your son might be picking up something important.
Excuse me, may I join this conversation? I'm Dr. Evangeline, atmospheric scientist. I've been monitoring this chat for the past hour. The information about fog density is crucial.
Welcome, Dr. Evangeline. Scientific expertise is exactly what we need. What's your current location and status?
I'm in a weather station bunker. It's about 200 miles east of the coastal cities. I still have access to some meteorological equipment, but what I'm seeing doesn't match any known atmospheric phenomena. Dr. Morrison, you mentioned that your son monitors government broadcasts. Does he record them?
I can ask him. Why? What are you looking for?
Surveillance. I want to look at the timing of when the creatures move. It'd be good to measure the fog density fluctuations too. Oh, and government response protocols. I have a theory that these things are connected.
Perhaps that's precisely the point we need to consider. I'm Brother Augustine from St. Catherine's Monastery. I've been observing these creatures for months now. There's an intelligence behind their movements, a purpose that goes beyond simple destruction.
What kind of purpose? They've killed millions of people, destroyed entire cities. What purpose could possibly justify that?
I don't believe they see it as killing, more like clearing, preparing the environment for something else. The fog arrived with them. It sustains them, but it also changes everything it touches.
Changes how? Besides the corrosion, I mean. I've noticed plants growing differently where the fog is thickest. Weird shapes, strange colors.
That's exactly the kind of observation I need. Everyone, please start documenting these changes. Anything unusual about plant growth, animal behavior, even the weather patterns. I think the fog isn't just keeping them alive. I think it's terraforming our planet.
Terraforming for what? More of them?
Alive!
Soren? Dude, where have you been? It's been like 2 weeks since you checked in.
Soren, report your status. Are you injured? Do you need assistance?
Who is Soren? He's one of our members. Used to check in regularly, but lately he only sends messages after creature encounters. Never explains where he is or what happened. It's unsettling.
Soren, buddy, we're worried about you. Can you tell us where you are? Even just a general area?
Perhaps we should respect his silence. Not everyone processes trauma the same way. Some people need isolation to survive.
Has anyone else stopped responding recently? I'm trying to map survivor density against creature activity.
We lost contact with Juniper 3 weeks ago. She was a veterinarian, had a good setup in a rural clinic, then just nothing.
And Ren, the elementary teacher who was running that children's education chat. She hasn't posted anything in over a month.
Don't forget about Marcus and Dr. Reeves. They were coordinating supply drops from the north. It's been radio silence from them for about 6 weeks now. How many people were in this network originally?
We started with 37 active members back in November. Now we're down to maybe 15 regular participants, and half of those only check in sporadically.
It's getting harder to maintain hope. Every week we lose someone else. Every week the fog gets thicker. Every week the creatures get bolder.
Wow, Diesel, way to kill the mood. Though you're not wrong. I've been sketching them when they pass by my warehouse. They're definitely changing.
Change is the nature of existence. Perhaps we need to focus on adapting rather than simply surviving.
Brother Augustine raises an important point. We need to understand what we're adapting to. Dr. Morrison, can you ask your son about those government broadcasts?
Of course. I'll reach out to him now. Xander, the scientists in the network want to know about those government broadcasts. Can you record any of them?
Yeah, I can do that. Actually, there's a transmission coming in right now. Let me see if I can capture it. Hold on, something's not right. I'm hearing something outside. Heavy footsteps, really heavy. Mom, I think something's coming toward the tower.
Crap, can you see what it is?
No, the fog's too thick, but the footsteps are getting louder. Oh God, Mom, it sounds like thunder walking towards me. I can feel the whole tower shaking with each step.
Get somewhere safe. Right now, hide.
I'm heading to the basement. There's a Faraday cage I built down there. If I can just...
Xander, where'd you go? Baby, please tell me you're okay.
Indira, dear, he's probably just being smart and staying quiet. That's what you have to do when they come close.
I can't lose him though, Ripley. He's all I have left of our family.
Now don't think like that. That boy is clever, always has been. Remember when he was 12 and built that weather monitoring station? If anyone can survive this, it's Xander.
You're right. I know you're right. But my heart just can't take it.
I understand, dear. Why don't you check with that survivor network? It might help ease your mind.
Update. I asked my son for the transmissions, but before he could answer, he had to run. I believe a creature has come into his area. It's been over 3 hours now since he last responded, too.
That's standard protocol, Doc. Radio silence during encounters is how we stay alive. Most survivors know to shut down all communications when they detect incoming creatures. Speaking of which, I have something to share with everyone. Recorded this footage about 6 hours ago. Can anyone identify the location?
Holy crap, Caspian. That thing is massive. Look at those proportions. It's like someone took a giraffe and crossed it with the Kraken.
I can't identify the specific location, but I recognize that type of terrain. Looks like northwestern forest region, probably somewhere in the mountain foothills.
The fog density in that footage is concerning. It's way less dense than what I'm seeing in my area. And notice how the creature doesn't seem affected by the lack of it at all. No respiratory distress, no disorientation. It's completely adapted to both the fog and non-fog environments.
There's something deliberate about its posture. It's not hunting or searching. It's monitoring, watching and waiting.
That's what worries me. I recorded this from about half a mile away, and the whole time it was just prowling around as if it knew I was there but couldn't see me.
Okay, that's genuinely terrifying.
Could it have been that it was somehow monitoring radio transmissions? My son was intercepting government broadcasts when this happened. Maybe there's a connection.
That's a fascinating theory, Dr. Morrison. Electronic signals could be detectable to creatures with advanced sensory capabilities.
Makes sense. I've noticed that electronic equipment malfunctions more often in areas with heavy creature activity. Always assumed it was the fog causing interference, but maybe it's the creatures themselves.
This is making me really nervous. My kids and I have been using walkie-talkies to communicate with other floors of our building. What if we're accidentally attracting them?
Don't panic, Marigold, but maybe consider reducing electronic usage to essential communications only, and avoid areas where the fog creates acoustic dead zones.
Acoustic dead zones? What are those?
Places where sound gets completely muffled by the fog density. You can't hear anything coming until it's right on top of you. I learned that the hard way last month. Nearly walked right into one of those skeletal four-legged ones.
Crap. I've been playing music to keep myself sane. What if I've been broadcasting my location this whole time?
Fear serves no purpose, Phoenix, but awareness does. Use this information to make better choices going forward.
Mom?
Xander, oh, thank God. Are you hurt? Are you safe?
I'm okay. Scared out of my mind, but okay. That was the most terrifying 8 hours of my life.
What happened? Tell me everything.
When I felt those footsteps approaching, I shut down all the radio equipment, grabbed my emergency kit and ran to the basement, got inside the Faraday cage just as the footsteps got really close. Then I heard it circling the tower, over and over again. Boom! 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 Each footstep shook the entire building.
Circling for how long?
Hours, Grandma. Maybe 6 or 7 hours. It would make a complete circle around the tower, then pause for maybe 20 minutes, then start circling again.
That's exactly what the survivors in my network were talking about. Sentry behavior, like it was guarding something.
Or looking for something. I kept wondering if it could sense the radio equipment even when it was turned off. Like maybe there was residual electromagnetic signature or something. That's why I stayed in the Faraday cage the whole time.
Very smart thinking, Xander.
Oh, and at one point I heard what sounded like scratching against the outer walls, like it was testing the structure, or maybe marking it somehow.
Marking it? What do you mean?
I don't know exactly, but when it finally left about an hour ago, I waited another hour before coming out of the cage. Then I climbed up to check the outside walls, and there are these weird gouges in the metal siding. Deep scratches in a pattern, almost like symbols.
That's unsettling. Have you seen markings like that before?
Never.
Good God. What the hell do these things even exist for? Is destroying humanity not enough? And now, they're toying with all of us that are left. Damn bastards.
Attention all authorized personnel. This is Commander Thorne initiating an emergency protocol update. Project Looking Glass status report required immediately. All departments respond with current intel.
Sterling reporting. Civilian surveillance operations are ongoing. Multiple survivor networks identified and monitored. Some concerning context emerging in their communications.
Major Voss here. Field reconnaissance confirms significant changes in entity behavior. Migration patterns are no longer random. Repeat, migration patterns are no longer random.
Dr. Nakamura present. Atmospheric analysis shows continued fog composition evolution. New compounds detected as of yesterday's samples.
Major Voss, please elaborate on migration changes.
Sir, entities are moving in coordinated formations toward populated areas. Previously documented behavior showed territorial wandering. Current behavior suggests organized reconnaissance. 3 separate formations identified converging on Sector 7. Sector 12 reports similar coordination instances. This is not random hunting behavior, Commander.
Formation sizes and entity types.
Formation Alpha consists of 7 bipedal entities with multiple optical organs. Formation Bravo includes 3 quadrupedal skeletal structures. Formation Charlie shows mixed entity types in groups of 4 to 6. All formations maintaining consistent distance from populated survivor locations, approximately 2 to 3 miles out, as if establishing perimeter surveillance.
Dr. Nakamura, correlation with atmospheric changes?
Affirmative, Commander. Fog density increases precede formation movements by approximately 6 hours. New atmospheric compounds include complex nitrogen-sulfur chains. These compounds appear to enhance acoustic transmission, possibly explaining improved entity coordination capabilities. Also, detecting trace amounts of bioelectric amplifiers could facilitate enhanced sensory perception in fog environments.
Agent Sterling, civilian intelligence concerns?
Multiple security issues, sir. Survivor network designated Refuge Network shows unusual tactical awareness. Member identified as Caspian demonstrates advanced creature behavior knowledge. Another member, Dr. Evangeline, asking questions about government monitoring protocols. Civilian named Xander Morrison intercepting our encrypted transmissions. Possible security breach in communications infrastructure.
Morrison, that name is flagged in our civilian database. Related to Dr. Indira Morrison, emergency medical personnel. Family separated across multiple survivor zones.
Correct, sir. The Morrison family communications show knowledge of Directive 7 designation. Source unknown. Potential information leak from within our operations.
Priority assessment. Identify leak source immediately. Monitor all Morrison family communications. Cross-reference their contacts with our personnel database.
Commander, there's something else. Some civilians appear to have unusual resistance to fog exposure symptoms, while others show accelerated deterioration. This suggests genetic or physiological predisposition factors.
That matches field observations. Some survivor groups remain functional in high fog environments. Others experience rapid cognitive decline. No clear demographic identified yet.
Civilians designated Soren and Kestrel show unusual behavior. Soren only communicates post-entity encounters. Kestrel demonstrates advanced knowledge of creature capabilities. Both may warrant closer investigation.
Sterling, I want detailed profiles on both subjects, full background checks, and family history analysis. Dr. Nakamura, continue atmospheric monitoring. Focus on the correlation between fog evolution and survivor adaptation rates. Major Voss, maintain formation tracking. I want predictive modeling on all instances of the entities converging.
Sir, regarding the Morrison family, should we initiate direct contact protocols? The mother has medical expertise we could utilize. The son's radio intercept capabilities could be valuable.
Negative. Continue passive monitoring only. We cannot risk compromising operational security until we at least identify the information leak source.
Commander, one more thing. Atmospheric samples from survivor zones show trace organic compounds. These compounds don't match known terrestrial biological signatures. They're concentrated in areas with the longest survivor presence, almost as if prolonged human exposure is altering the local fog composition.
Altering how?
Unknown mechanism, sir, but the fog near survivor settlements is becoming more complex, more organized at a molecular level. It's possible that extended exposure creates symbiotic relationships between human biology and atmospheric entities.
That would explain the behavioral variations Sterling mentioned. Some survivors adapting, others declining, depending on compatibility factors.
If that's true, it has massive implications for our survivor monitoring. Some civilians might be developing hybrid capabilities, enhanced sensory perception, improved fog navigation. So in other words, it means these hybrids may actually be able to speak to the entities.
Dr. Morrison, I need to ask you about your mother-in-law. Ripley is her name, correct?
Who is this? How do you know about my family?
Someone who has been watching survivor communications. Someone who knows more than most about what's really happening. Your family is special, Dr. Morrison. More special than you realize.
Excuse me?
Has Ripley experienced any unusual symptoms lately? Heightened senses, perhaps? Ability to sense creature presence before others? Changes in her sleep schedule or appetite?
Why are you asking these questions? What do you know about fog exposure symptoms?
Everything, Dr. Morrison. I know that prolonged exposure doesn't affect everyone the same way. I know that some people develop connections, inherited ones that go deeper than mere adaptation.
Inherited connections? What are you talking about?
Think about your family history. Think about why Ripley chose to stay at the farmhouse. Think about how she always knows when creatures are approaching. That's not luck or intuition, Doctor.
Are you saying my mother-in-law is infected somehow?
Not infected. Connected. There's a difference. Some bloodlines carried dormant traits before the invasion. The fog simply activated what was already there.
No way. Ripley is just a normal elderly woman. She's been on that farm for 40 years.
Has she, though? Or has the farm been calling to her family for much longer? Dr. Morrison, I'm going to share something with you. Information that might save your life, but you need to promise me you won't share it with anyone else. Not your son, not the survivor network, no one.
I can't promise that without knowing what it is.
Then let me ask you this instead. When was the last time you spoke to Ripley about her childhood? About where she grew up before she married into your family? About why she insisted on buying that particular farmhouse?
She said it reminded her of her grandmother's place. Something about the land feeling familiar.
The land feeling familiar? Yes, that's exactly what I expected you to say. Dr. Morrison, some families have been preparing for this invasion for generations, without even realizing they were preparing. Your mother-in-law is one of those people.
You're talking about some kind of conspiracy now. That's insane.
It's not a conspiracy. It's evolution. The creatures didn't just arrive randomly 10 years ago. They've been influencing select bloodlines for much longer, preparing compatible humans for coexistence. Ripley's unusual survival instincts aren't accidental. They're inherited.
If what you're saying is true, why are you telling me this?
Because they're getting ready for the next phase.
The next phase of what?
Integration. Dr. Morrison, the invasion isn't about destroying humanity. It's about selecting which humans get to survive the transformation. And your family was chosen long before you were born.
Ripley, I need to ask you something important, and I need you to be completely honest with me.
Of course, dear. What's troubling you?
Have you experienced any unusual symptoms since the fog arrived? Changes in your senses, your sleep schedule? Anything different at all?
Why would you ask such a thing?
Please, just answer me.
Well,
I suppose I have been sleeping less, and I can hear the creatures from much farther away than I used to. Sometimes I know they're coming hours before they arrive, but I assume that was just experience and caution.
How long have you lived on that farm, Ripley?
You know how long? Since my husband and I bought it in 1985. I even have the photo from when we first moved in.
But why that specific property? You said it reminded you of somewhere. Where exactly?
What's going on? You sound really tense.
Xander, how much do you remember about your great-grandmother, Ripley's mother?
Not much. She died when I was really young. Why are you asking all these family history questions?
Indira, you're making me nervous. Has someone said something to you?
Everyone needs to see this immediately. Recorded this footage yesterday evening. That thing was moving with purpose, not wandering like we usually see.
Jesus Christ, Marigold. How close were you to that thing? That footage looks like you were within a few hundred yards. Please tell me you used a telephoto lens.
Look at those legs. It's like watching a skyscraper take a casual stroll through the countryside. And those footsteps sound like distant thunder.
Marigold, I need geographic coordinates for this location immediately. The creature's movement style suggests it's following established routes. It must be following specific topographical features.
Those sounds match exactly what I heard outside my workshop 3 nights ago. Same heavy, rhythmic footsteps. Same interval between steps. I've been soundproofing my shelter ever since.
Notice how deliberate its pace appears. This creature isn't simply wandering or hunting. It's searching for something specific, following a predetermined path.
I need to confess something to all of you. I wasn't as far away as I should have been when I recorded this. I've been tracking creature movements for the past 3 weeks, documenting their routes and behaviors.
That's incredibly dangerous, especially with children to protect. What possessed you to take such risks?
Because I noticed patterns. They follow the same pathways repeatedly, like they're patrolling designated territories. If we can map their routes, we can predict safe travel corridors.
That's either brilliant or suicidal, possibly both. But I have to admit, the fog conditions in your video look identical to what I'm seeing here in the city. Same density, same color, same way it seems to move and shift around the creature.
Marigold, have you shared this tracking data with anyone else? Government agencies? Other survivor networks? No, just you guys. Why would I contact government agencies? They've been completely silent for months.
This footage confirms my atmospheric analysis. These creatures aren't affected by fog density variations. They navigate through it as if it's completely transparent, which suggests advanced sensory adaptations.
Or the fog is actually helping them navigate, like some kind of sensory enhancement medium. I've been experimenting with different materials to block potential signals. Lead sheeting, copper mesh, even tried aluminum foil. The copper mesh seems most effective for reducing electronic interference.
Perhaps the fog serves as a communication network, allowing creatures to coordinate across vast distances. That would explain the organized behavior patterns we're observing.
Everyone, we need to be more systematic about this. If Marigold can track movement patterns, others should do the same. We need consolidated data from multiple locations.
I can start documenting creature activity in urban environments. My warehouse has good sight lines across several city blocks. Plus, I have art supplies to create detailed sketches.
Multiple radio signals detected at this location. Possible survivors. Check frequencies 144.200 and 146.940. Stay safe.
Wait, Sage, how did you get into this chat? And what radio signals?
She's gone already. That girl works fast. Anyone know who Sage is?
Never heard that name before, but those coordinates are interesting. That's Massachusetts, near Boston. Anyone in our network operating in that area?
I don't recognize those frequencies, but my son might be able to monitor them. He has more sophisticated radio equipment than most of us.
Sage clearly has technical capabilities. Hacking into encrypted survivor networks requires considerable skill. We should treat her information seriously.
Back to the creature tracking. I've identified 3 distinct route patterns in my area. North-south corridor following the old highway system, east-west path that follows the river valley, and a circular pattern around what used to be the suburban developments. They complete each route every 4 or 6 days.
Territorial patrols, like sentries guarding specific regions. But guarding against what? Or guarding what?
That's the million-dollar question. Are they keeping other creatures out or keeping something in?
What if they're keeping us in? Like we're cattle in designated grazing areas. That's a cheerful thought for the evening.
Phoenix has a point, though. If they wanted us dead, we'd be dead by now. They're clearly capable of finding us when they want to. So why are we still alive?
Maybe they need us alive for some reason. laboratory subjects, food sources, something worse.
Or breeding purposes. Species preservation through controlled populations.
God, that's horrifying. But it would explain the territorial behavior.
We should not assume malicious intent. Perhaps they are actually protecting us from something even worse that we haven't encountered yet.
Brother Augustine, I love your optimism, but these things have killed millions of people. Protection isn't really their strong suit.
Everyone, let's focus on actionable intelligence. Marigold, can you share your route mapping data?
I'll compile everything and share it by tomorrow morning. This is good. We're finally organizing instead of just surviving. Maybe we can actually learn something useful about these things.
Knowledge is the first step toward coexistence or resistance, depending on what we discover about their true intentions.
Caspian, I need to discuss something privately about the atmospheric samples I've been collecting.
Of course, Doc. What's on your mind?
The chemical analysis is revealing some disturbing results, but I need someone with scientific background to verify my findings. Do you know if anyone in our network has laboratory experience?
Dr. Morrison has medical training, and there's that veterinarian Juniper, though she's been quiet lately. What kind of analysis are you talking about?
The fog isn't just atmospheric moisture with foreign particles. It's a complex biological system, almost like an organism itself, and it's changing in response to human presence.
Changing how?
Areas with survivor populations show different chemical signatures. The fog becomes more complex, more organized, like it's learning from us or adapting to us.
That's terrifying. Are you saying the fog is alive?
I'm saying it displays characteristics of living systems: response to stimuli, adaptation, what appears to be information processing, and the creatures seem to be connected to it, not just living in it, but part of it. And to be honest, just looking at it tells me all that.
Damn, you're not kidding. Do the other survivors need to know this?
Not yet. I need more data before making claims this significant. But Caspian, there's something else. Some of the survivor locations I've tested show traces of human genetic material mixed into the fog composition.
What does that mean?
I'm not sure yet, but it might mean that extended exposure doesn't just change us. It might mean we're changing it too, creating some kind of symbiotic relationship.
Jesus Christ, Evie. If you're right about this, then some of the survivors might not be entirely human anymore.
That's exactly what I'm afraid of, and it might explain why people like Soren and Kestrel behave so strangely, why they seem to know things they shouldn't know.
We need to be very careful about who we trust.
Agreed. But we also need to figure out if this transformation is something we can control, or if it's going to happen to all of us eventually.
Keep researching, Doc, but keep it quiet for now, until we know more about what we're dealing with.
There's one more thing. The samples from areas with creature patrol routes, they show the highest concentration of human genetic material. Like the creatures are specifically visiting places where humans have been living, and somehow incorporating our biological signatures into the fog system.
Are they harvesting us?
Or recruiting us? I honestly don't know which possibility is worse.
Dr. Morrison, the convergence is accelerating, faster than I anticipated. You need to prepare your family for what's coming.
What convergence? You keep speaking in riddles.
The integration process is beginning. People with direct fog exposure will experience symptoms soon. Headaches, vivid dreams, changes in sensory perception. Has Ripley mentioned any of these?
How do you know about direct exposure? Who are you really?
Someone who underwent the process years ago. Someone who survived it, but barely. The creatures are moving into final positions. Your network needs to understand what's happening. Some of your people are about to change.
Kestrel? How did you get this number?
Those with prolonged fog exposure will start experiencing symptoms, mental changes, enhanced senses, connections to the atmospheric network. Don't let them suffer alone. They'll need support during the transition.
What kind of transition?
Evolution. Your urban location shows high fog concentration. You're breathing it in every day. Have you noticed changes in your dreams? The ability to sense creature presence before you see them?
Who is this? How did you get my private contact?
Those are early integration symptoms. Don't fight them. Fighting the process makes it painful. Accept it and you'll survive.
Accept what exactly?
Becoming something more than human.
Ripley, I need complete honesty from you right now. Were you exposed to the fog during the initial invasion in 2010?
Indira dear, why would you ask such a thing?
Because someone contacted me with very specific questions about fog exposure, and they seemed to know things about our family that they shouldn't.
What kind of questions?
About unusual symptoms, enhanced senses, changes in behavior. Ripley, please just tell me the truth.
Yes. I was caught outside when the fog first arrived. I was in the fields checking on the livestock when it rolled in. I breathed in a lot of it before I could get to the house.
And you never mentioned this? For 10 years, you never said anything.
Because I felt fine, dear. For 10 years, I felt perfectly normal. Maybe even better than normal. Sharper. more aware of my surroundings.
Grandma, that's not normal. That's exactly what this person was asking Mom about. Enhanced senses and awareness.
Who contacted you, Indira?
Someone called Kestrel. They seem to know about fog exposure effects, and they're warning about something called the convergence.
Speaking of strange things, my radio equipment has been picking up weird broadcasts, not human voices, mathematical sequences or something, repeating patterns of numbers and tones.
When did this start?
About 3 days ago, right after that creature incident at the tower. The broadcasts come in every few hours, always from different directions.
Children, I think there's something you need to know about why I really bought this particular farmhouse. It wasn't just because it reminded me of my grandmother's place. It was because I kept having dreams about this specific location. Dreams that started years before we moved here.
Dreams about what?
About fog rolling across these fields. About being safe here when something terrible happened to the world. I thought they were just nightmares, but they were so vivid, so specific.
How many years before you moved there?
The dreams started when I was 12 years old, in 1962, 48 years before the invasion happened.
Emergency atmospheric report. Fog concentrations increasing exponentially around survivor settlements. Rate of change suggests coordinated atmospheric manipulation. This is not natural weather patterns.
Define exponential increase.
300% density increase over past 72 hours in monitored zones. Chemical complexity increasing simultaneously. New compounds appearing faster than we can analyze them.
Confirming unusual entity behavior correlates with atmospheric changes. Recorded this 6 hours ago during reconnaissance. Entity positioning suggests preparation for coordinated action.
Sir, we have a problem with monitored civilian communications. Multiple survivor groups have gone completely silent. Last transmissions mentioned headaches and strange dreams, including the refuge network we've been monitoring.
Silence as in equipment failure, or silence as in no responses?
No responses. Their equipment is still functional and connected, but no communication for past 18 hours, except for isolated messages from someone called Kestrel.
Kestrel has appeared in multiple civilian networks, providing information about fog exposure effects, information that matches our classified research, possible security breach or inside source.
Or someone who has undergone the integration process and survived it.
Integration process, sir.
Classified research indicates prolonged fog exposure creates biological changes. Symbiotic relationship between human physiology and atmospheric compounds. Some subjects appear to develop enhanced capabilities. Others experience cognitive deterioration or death.
That would explain the civilian behavior patterns we've observed. Soren, only communicating after creature encounters. Kestrel, demonstrating advanced knowledge. Some survivors adapting while others fail.
Commander, if the integration process is accelerating and survivor settlements are experiencing increased fog concentration, we might be witnessing mass biological transformation.
Sir, request permission to establish direct contact with remaining functional civilian networks. We need intelligence on integration symptoms and survival rates.
Denied. We cannot risk exposing operational security. Continue passive monitoring only.
Sir, what if the integration process is the actual purpose of the invasion? Not extermination, but transformation, creating hybrid human entity populations.
That possibility is under consideration. Dr. Nakamura, priority analysis on fog-human biological interaction. Major Voss, maintain entity movement tracking. Agent Sterling, monitor all civilian networks for integration symptoms.
Found this yesterday. Something died here long ago.
Soren, where have you been? We've been worried sick about you.
Soren, please respond. That footage shows a massive skull structure. What's the location? Are you safe?
That thing is enormous. What kind of creature was it when it was alive?
The bone structure doesn't match anything we've seen before. Those aren't creature remains. That's something else entirely.
Everyone, I need to share urgent analysis results. I've been correlating creature movement patterns with atmospheric pressure data. The fog isn't just sustaining them, it's directing their behavior through environmental control, like a complex nervous system spanning the entire atmosphere.
Are you saying the fog is controlling the creatures?
I'm saying the fog is the creatures. The physical entities we see are just manifestations of a larger atmospheric intelligence, and that intelligence is now integrating with human populations.
This explains the coordinated behavior we've observed. If the fog functions as a collective consciousness, then every creature encounter is part of a larger plan.
I've been having headaches for 3 days, and dreams about walking through fog. Dreams where I can see through it clearly, like it's not even there.
Oh God, Phoenix. I've had similar dreams, and my kids have been complaining about headaches too.
Those are integration symptoms. The atmospheric intelligence is attempting to establish connections with your nervous systems. Don't fight it too hard. Resistance appears to increase the severity of symptoms.
How do you know all this, Evie? Your analysis is incredibly detailed.
Because I've been experiencing symptoms for weeks. Enhanced sensory perception, ability to predict creature movements, changes in sleep patterns, and cognitive processing. I'm becoming something different. We all are.
Jesus Christ. If what you're saying is true, then this isn't an invasion. It's an evolution.
My mother-in-law was exposed during the initial invasion. She's been experiencing unusual abilities for years. Enhanced awareness, prediction of creature presence. Someone called Kestrel contacted me about it.
Kestrel is probably someone who completed the integration process, successfully merged with the atmospheric intelligence. They're trying to help others survive the transformation.
Perhaps we should view this as an opportunity rather than a threat. Evolution has always been about adaptation to environmental change. Maybe this is simply the next step for humanity.
Easy to say when you're not the one with fog-induced migraines. But I have to admit, the enhanced senses are kind of incredible. I can hear creature movements from miles away now, and see clearly through fog that used to blind me.
My children are adapting faster than I am. They say the fog talks to them, tells them when it's safe to move and when to hide.
We need to document this process, help each other through the transition. If this is happening to all of us, then we need to understand how to survive it.
Is there any way to reverse it, to stop the integration?
I don't think we want to reverse it, Dr. Morrison. The people who resist the process appear to be dying, while those who accept it are developing remarkable abilities. We're not losing our humanity, we're expanding it.
You know what's funny about surviving the apocalypse? I've become the world's most antisocial art critic. I've been living in abandoned galleries for months now, moving between them when the fog gets too thick or the footsteps get too close. Currently holed up in the Modern Art Museum downtown. The irony isn't lost on me that I'm hiding behind abstract sculptures while actual abstract horrors walk outside.
How do you stay hidden in such open spaces?
Creative camouflage, Doc. I've turned survival into performance art. Built fake walls using canvas and paint to blend with existing installations. From the outside, it looks like part of the exhibit, but behind it I have a small living space with supplies. The creatures walk right past without noticing, though lately they seem to pause longer near my hiding spots.
That's impressive craftsmanship, Phoenix. I've been using a different approach. Mobile workshop setup in vehicle graveyards. Cars provide good cover and I can salvage parts for equipment repairs. Plus, engines block a lot of electronic signals if the creatures track that stuff.
How often do you have to relocate?
Every 2 weeks or so. I've mapped out 12 different graveyards in my area. Follow a rotation pattern so I'm never in the same place twice in a month. The hardest part is moving my welding equipment without making noise. Those creatures seem to investigate any unusual sounds immediately.
Both of you have more mobility than me. With 2 kids, I can't risk frequent moves. We've been in the same school building for 4 months now, 3rd floor classroom with reinforced windows. The biggest challenge is keeping them quiet during the day.
How do you manage that? Kids aren't exactly known for silence.
Games, mostly. Silent scavenger hunts around the classroom. Drawing competitions using colored pencils I found in supply closets. Story time where we whisper fairy tales, but they're getting restless and scared. My daughter keeps asking when we can go outside and play. My son has stopped asking questions altogether, which is somehow worse.
Children are remarkably adaptable, Marigold. They may understand the situation better than we realize. I've found great comfort in maintaining daily routines. Morning prayers, evening psalms, regular meditation periods. Structure helps preserve sanity when the world lacks structure.
What about when the voices started, brother? Has prayer helped with those?
The voices are complex. At first I thought they were hallucinations brought on by isolation, but they're too coherent, too specific. They speak of things I couldn't possibly know. Weather patterns days in advance, creature movements, even your conversations before you have them.
That's the fog integration Dr. Evangeline mentioned. Enhanced perception abilities. I've been experiencing similar things. Sometimes I know a creature is approaching hours before I hear footsteps.
Perhaps these abilities are gifts rather than curses, though I admit the constant whispers make meditation challenging.
Brother Augustine, are these voices telling you to do anything, or just providing information?
Mostly information, but lately they've been suggesting I leave the monastery, join others who have completed their transformation. I resist because I fear losing my humanity entirely.
I understand that fear completely. Last night I had the most vivid dream. Both kids were calling to me from outside our shelter, begging me to open the doors and let them back in, but I knew they were sleeping right beside me. I could hear their breathing, feel their warmth. Yet the voices outside sounded exactly like them.
Jesus, that's terrifying.
The worst part was how tempting it was. Part of me wanted to open those doors, not because I believed the voices were really my children, but because I was so desperate to see them happy and free again.
We're all losing pieces of ourselves. I talk to imaginary people constantly now. Full conversations with characters from paintings. Yesterday, I spent 3 hours discussing color theory with a portrait of some Victorian woman. She had very strong opinions about Impressionism.
That doesn't sound so bad, honestly. I talk to engines and machinery all day. At least your imaginary conversations are about art. Mine are about carburetor settings and transmission fluid. But it's the only thing keeping me sane. When I'm working with my hands, fixing something, building something, the voices in the fog seem quieter. Like mechanical work creates a buffer against their influence.
Maybe that's why I keep creating art installations, even if no one will ever see them. I spent a week last month building a sculpture out of debris and spray paint. Called it Survival in the Age of Monsters. Very avant-garde stuff. Though I have to admit, the fog seemed to swirl around it in interesting patterns.
Creative expression may be more important than we realize. Perhaps maintaining our humanity requires actively practicing human activities. Art, craftsmanship, prayer, storytelling, these things define us as much as our biology does.
Has anyone tried to contact Ren's education chat lately? The one for children's schooling? I've been monitoring it for weeks. Complete silence. No posts, no responses. I even tried sending direct messages to the parents who used to participate. Nothing.
Same with Juniper's veterinary advice chat. She used to help people care for animals they found or rescued. Haven't seen activity there in over a month.
It's like people are just disappearing, not dying necessarily, but stopping communication, withdrawing from human connection.
Or perhaps transitioning beyond the need for digital communication. If the integration process provides direct mental connections, traditional messaging becomes obsolete.
That's a terrifying thought. Losing the ability to communicate with the people we care about. It's already happening, though. My kids are changing faster than I am. Sometimes I catch them having entire conversations without speaking, just looking at each other with complete understanding. And when I ask what they're discussing, they can't explain it in words. They say the fog told them things that don't translate to human language.
God, Marigold, how do you handle that as a parent?
Honestly, I don't know if I'm handling it. Some nights I lie awake wondering if I'm failing them. Should I be helping them integrate faster? Should I be fighting to keep them human? What if human isn't what they need to be anymore?
There's no guidebook for this situation. We're all just making it up as we go along. But keeping them alive and safe has to be the priority. Everything else we can figure out later.
Marigold, your love for your children hasn't changed. That core connection transcends any biological transformation. Trust in that bond to guide your decisions.
Brother Augustine is right. The fog might be changing our bodies and minds, but our relationships, our care for each other, that's what makes us human, even if we become something more than human.
I keep thinking about my son and mother-in-law, separated by hundreds of miles, going through these changes alone. What if by the time we can reunite, we're too different to recognize each other? Dr. Morrison, family love doesn't disappear. It adapts. My children are changing, but they're still my children. Still laugh at silly jokes, still cry when they're scared. The core of who they are remains intact.
Maybe that's the real survival skill. Not learning to hide from creatures or find food, but learning to love the people we care about, even as we all become something new.
That's surprisingly profound, Diesel, for a guy who talks to carburetors.
Engines teach you about transformation too. You can rebuild an entire motor, replace every part, but if you understand its essential function, it's still the same engine, just improved.
Perhaps that's what's happening to humanity. Not destruction, but improvement, an upgrade to our essential function.
I want to believe that, but I'm scared of losing the people I love, even if they become something better.
We're all scared, Doc, but we're still here, still talking to each other, still human enough to worry about staying human. That has to count for something.
Priority intelligence update for all authorized personnel. Classification level Alpha Black. Atmospheric phenomenon origins confirmed through dimensional analysis. This is not an alien invasion.
Sir, confirming dimensional breach hypothesis.
Affirmative. The fog and associated entities originated from parallel dimensional space. Breach occurred accidentally during atmospheric research conducted in 2009. Military research facility in Colorado was experimenting with high-energy particle acceleration, inadvertently created a tear in dimensional barriers.
That explains the systematic rather than hostile behavior. These entities aren't invaders. They're environmental maintenance systems from another reality, attempting to terraform our dimension to match their atmospheric requirements. Hence all the fog.
Correct assessment, Major. The creatures we've been tracking are essentially atmospheric processes, converting Earth's environment to sustain interdimensional organisms. Human integration appears to be an unintended consequence.
Sir, this correlates with my civilian surveillance reports. Several monitored survivors are exhibiting behavioral changes. They're becoming intermediaries between human and creature consciousness. Subject Ripley Morrison shows advanced integration symptoms. Subject Brother Augustine reports receiving complex data transmissions. Subject Soren demonstrates creature communication capabilities.
Agent Sterling, how widespread is this integration process?
Approximately 30% of monitored survivors show some degree of integration. Those with initial heavy exposure are advancing rapidly through transformation stages. Those with gradual exposure are developing partial capabilities over time. Resistance to integration correlates with psychological breakdown and mortality.
Commander, if the dimensional breach was accidental, is there potential for reversing the process, closing the interdimensional gateway?
Theoretical possibility exists, but it would require catastrophic energy release. Nuclear-level detonation at the original breach site. Risk of expanding, rather than closing dimensional instability, plus elimination of all integrated humans and atmospheric organisms.
Sir, that would mean genocide of hybrid populations, including civilians who have successfully adapted to integration.
Affirmative. Ethical implications are under review at highest government levels.
Commander, there's another consideration. Integrated humans might possess information about closing the breach safely. Their connection to atmospheric intelligence could provide solutions we haven't considered.
Interesting hypothesis, Agent Sterling, but communication with compromised civilians presents security risks. We cannot predict their loyalties or motivations.
Sir, visual confirmation of coordinated creature positioning. Recorded this morning from Eastern Observation Post. Entity location perfectly correlates with known survivor settlement coordinates. They're not randomly patrolling. They're specifically monitoring human populations.
Monitoring for integration progress or threat assessment?
Unknown, sir, but positioning suggests they're preparing for coordinated action, either mass integration or mass elimination.
Commander, atmospheric readings show dimensional stability fluctuations. Energy graphs suggest the breach is expanding gradually. At current rate, complete atmospheric conversion within 18-24 months.
Understood. All personnel maintain current monitoring protocols. Dr. Nakamura, accelerate breach closure research. Major Voss, prepare contingency evacuation procedures for non-integrated personnel. Agent Sterling, identify integrated civilians with potential intelligence value.
Sir, what are the parameters for intelligence gathering from integrated subjects?
Passive observation only at this stage. No direct contact without explicit authorization. We need to understand their capabilities before risking exposure.
Dr. Evangeline's discovery is accurate but incomplete. The microscopic organisms don't just facilitate communication. They create permanent neural pathway modifications. People like Ripley who experienced heavy initial exposure become living bridges.
Kestrel, how do you have access to this information? Are you a researcher? Government scientist?
I was one of the first to complete full integration 3 years ago. I maintain connections to both human and atmospheric consciousness. The creatures use integrated humans to understand your settlements and defensive strategies. That's why they know exactly where survivor groups are located.
Are you saying Ripley is unknowingly providing intelligence to the creatures?
Not unknowingly. Bridge integration includes awareness of information sharing, but it also includes understanding of the greater purpose. The atmospheric intelligence isn't malevolent. It's trying to preserve both human and interdimensional consciousness through controlled evolution rather than extinction.
What about people who resist integration?
Resistance leads to rejection by the atmospheric system, cognitive deterioration, organ failure, death. The organisms require willing symbiosis. Forced integration is biologically unstable.
Is there any way to slow or control the integration process?
Gradual exposure with meditation and acceptance. Fighting the process increases trauma and failure rate. Embracing it allows for smoother transition. Dr. Evangeline, your network needs to prepare for convergence. The atmospheric intelligence is ready for mass integration, probably within the next few weeks.
What does convergence mean exactly?
Direct contact between creatures and surviving human populations. Voluntary integration for compatible individuals. Elimination of those who cannot or will not adapt. The dimensional breach is expanding beyond sustainable limits. Either humans integrate now or the entire ecosystem collapses.
That sounds like an ultimatum.
It's an invitation to evolution, but evolution always involves selection pressure. Those who adapt survive and thrive. Those who resist become extinct.
Ripley, I need complete honesty about the mathematical sequences you're hearing. Dr. Evangeline thinks they're direct communications from an atmospheric intelligence.
They are, dear. I've been hearing them clearly for weeks now. Complex information about weather patterns, creature movements, even your conversations before you have them.
Grandma, that matches exactly what I'm picking up on radio equipment. Same mathematical structures and sequence patterns. Are you communicating with the same source that's broadcasting to my receivers?
Yes, Xander. The atmospheric intelligence uses multiple communication methods. Electronic signals for technological interfaces. Neural pathways for biological interfaces. I can understand both simultaneously now.
Are you still you, Ripley? Or has this intelligence changed who you are fundamentally?
I'm still me, Indira. Still your mother-in-law who loves you and Xander more than anything. But I also understand things that human consciousness alone couldn't comprehend, like the fact that this dimensional breach was accidental, and that both realities are trying to find a way to coexist.
You know about the dimensional breach? I've been intercepting government communications about that.
The atmospheric intelligence has access to all information systems, dear. Electronic, biological, even quantum-level data processing. They know about the government research facility in Colorado. They know about the failed attempts to close the breach. They know the military is considering nuclear solutions.
Nuclear solutions?
Destroying the breach site to seal the dimensional gateway, but it would kill everyone who's undergone integration, and likely expand the instability rather than closing it.
Is there a better solution?
The atmospheric intelligence believes so, but it requires cooperation between integrated and non-integrated humans, and trust that evolution doesn't have to mean extinction.
Ripley, are you trying to convince us to undergo integration?
I'm trying to help you understand what's really happening, so you can make informed choices about your own survival. The convergence is coming whether we're ready or not, but the outcome depends on how humans respond to the invitation.
Dr. Morrison, I need to share critical information. There are specific locations where the dimensional barrier remains thin, anchor points that can be used to seal the breach. But the process requires someone with heavy fog exposure to serve as a living interface.
A living interface for what?
To bridge dimensional frequencies during the sealing process. Someone whose neural pathways can handle both human and atmospheric consciousness simultaneously. Ripley is one of the few people with sufficient integration level.
Are you asking me to sacrifice my mother-in-law?
I'm asking you to consider what happens if the breach isn't sealed. Complete atmospheric conversion within days. Every human on Earth either integrates completely or dies, at least this way. Some people retain their humanity.
What exactly would Ripley have to do?
Position herself at the primary anchor point. Maintain conscious connection to both dimensional realities. Channel energy patterns required to collapse the breach. The process will likely be fatal to anyone serving as interface.
There has to be another way.
Dr. Morrison, I've been exploring alternatives for 3 years. This is the only solution that preserves both dimensional integrity and allows humanity to continue existing. I'm sending you coordinates for the primary anchor point. That's the original breach site in Colorado. Secondary anchor points are located at major fog concentration areas. Your son's radio station, Brother Augustine's monastery, several others.
How do I even begin to ask Ripley to do this?
You don't ask her. She already knows. The atmospheric intelligence has been preparing integrated individuals for this possibility. Ripley understands her role in the solution. Caspian, gather your network members. Move toward these coordinates over the next 48 hours. That's a secondary anchor point near Boston. You'll need to maintain communication with other survivor groups. Coordinate timing for simultaneous anchor point activation.
Kestrel, what are we actually doing? These sound like military coordinates.
Sealing dimensional breach points before atmospheric conversion becomes irreversible. Each anchor point requires survivor groups to provide human consciousness stabilization, while integrated individuals manage dimensional interface protocols.
How dangerous is this operation?
Extremely dangerous, but failure means complete loss of human civilization. Success means some humans survive with their original consciousness intact. Those are the only 2 options remaining.
I'll coordinate with the network, but people deserve to know what they're volunteering for.
Dr. Evangeline, your atmospheric analysis is crucial for final calculations. Monitor fog density levels over next 24 hours. Report any sudden changes or unusual patterns. Dimensional energy fluctuations will precede breach expansion events.
Kestrel, the mathematical sequences I'm detecting suggest massive energy requirements. Are we talking about controlled nuclear detonation?
Dimensional collapse through conscious energy manipulation. Much more precise than nuclear destruction, but requiring integrated human consciousness to guide the process. Your scientific analysis will help determine optimal timing for activation.
I need more data about the integration process itself. What happens to human consciousness during dimensional interface?
Temporary expansion beyond individual awareness. Connection to atmospheric intelligence network, usually followed by biological termination. The human nervous system cannot sustain interdimensional consciousness indefinitely.
Children, The headaches are getting much worse, but I can see things clearly now. Creature locations across hundreds of miles. Their movement patterns, their purposes, their preparations.
What kind of preparations?
Their positioning for convergence, final integration of remaining human populations, but also preparing for possible dimensional separation, if humans choose to seal the breach.
Grandma, my radio equipment is receiving incredibly complex transmissions, mathematical formulas that seem to describe energy patterns. Are these the calculations for closing the dimensional breach?
Yes, dear. The atmospheric intelligence is sharing technical specifications for humans who might attempt breach closure, but also showing the personal cost involved.
Ripley, someone contacted me about anchor points, about the need for a living interface to seal the breach. They mentioned you specifically.
I know, Indira. I've known for weeks. The atmospheric intelligence has been preparing me for this possibility, teaching me how to maintain consciousness during dimensional bridging.
You can't seriously be considering this.
I'm considering what's best for my family, and for humanity as a whole. If I don't serve as the interface, everyone undergoes forced integration, including you and Xander.
There has to be another way, Grandma. Maybe we can modify the calculations somehow, reduce the energy requirements, or find alternative interface methods.
I appreciate your optimism, dear, but I've seen the complete technical specifications. This is the only solution that preserves human consciousness, while still allowing both realities to survive.
How can you be so calm about this?
Because I'm not entirely human anymore, dear. The atmospheric intelligence has given me perspective beyond individual survival. I understand the larger implications now, and the responsibility I have to future generations.
Agent Sterling, new priority directive. Locate and neutralize compromised civilian assets. Subjects showing advanced integration pose security risks to military operations. Authorization for lethal force if necessary.
Sir, are you ordering the elimination of civilian survivors? Many of these individuals are providing valuable intelligence. Their integration capabilities might be essential for solutions.
They are no longer reliably human, Agent Sterling. Their loyalties are divided between human and atmospheric interests. We cannot predict their actions during critical military operations.
Commander, with respect, this feels like genocide. These people didn't choose integration. They're victims adapting to survive circumstances beyond their control.
Agent Sterling, are you refusing a direct order?
I'm requesting clarification on rules of engagement and moral justification for targeting civilian populations.
Commander, I have urgent atmospheric readings. Dimensional breach expansion has accelerated exponentially. We have less than 72 hours before atmospheric conversion becomes irreversible. After that point, Earth's environment will be permanently transformed.
Dr. Nakamura, what are the implications for non-integrated personnel?
Complete atmospheric incompatibility within 96 hours. Respiratory failure, organ shutdown, death, unless individuals undergo emergency integration procedures.
Sir, this changes everything. Military personnel will face the same integration requirements as civilians. Our operational objectives need immediate revision.
Agent Sterling, delay civilian neutralization orders. Focus on identifying individuals with potential solutions to dimensional closure. We may need their cooperation rather than elimination.
Understood, sir. Several integrated civilians are already coordinating breach closure operations, including technical specifications and anchor point locations.
Everyone, we need to organize immediately. I'm receiving coordinates and instructions for dimensional breach closure. This is our chance to end the invasion and preserve human civilization.
Caspian, what kind of operation are we talking about?
Moving to anchor points across the country, coordinating simultaneous activation procedures, providing human consciousness stabilization during dimensional interface.
That sounds incredibly dangerous and incredibly vague. What does dimensional interface actually mean?
It means someone has to serve as a living bridge between realities. Channel energy patterns required to collapse the breach. The process will likely kill whoever volunteers.
So we're talking about suicide missions. Someone has to die for this to work.
Maybe, Marigold, but everyone dies if we do nothing. Complete atmospheric conversion within days. At least this way, some people survive with their humanity intact.
The atmospheric intelligence has been communicating with me about this. The dimensional breach was accidental. Both realities want to find a solution that preserves consciousness, but physical separation is necessary for survival.
I need to explain something to everyone about why I've been silent for so long.
Soren, where have you been?
Partially integrated. I can sense creature thoughts and intentions, but I've been fighting to maintain human consciousness. It's been incredibly difficult to communicate in human language, when creature thoughts are so much more complex and immediate.
Are you saying you can communicate with the creatures directly?
Yes, they're not hostile. They're environmental maintenance systems trying to preserve both realities. But they're running out of time. Dimensional instability is threatening both dimensions.
Can you ask them if there's a way to seal the breach without killing people?
I already have. The energy requirements are absolute. Someone with sufficient integration must serve as interface. But they want volunteers who understand the choice they're making, not forced sacrifices.
My mother-in-law has the integration level required. She's been preparing for this possibility, but asking her to sacrifice herself for humanity feels impossible.
Dr. Morrison, perhaps the choice isn't yours to make. If Ripley understands the consequences and accepts the responsibility, then our role is to support her decision, not to prevent her from saving human civilization.
This is so much bigger than any of us imagined. Interdimensional breach, atmospheric conversion, living interfaces. We're not just surviving anymore. We're deciding the future of human consciousness itself.
Everyone, we need to make individual choices about participation. Coordinating movement to anchor points requires commitment, and understanding that some of us won't survive the operation.
I'm coordinating with multiple survivor networks. Similar conversations happening across the country. This is humanity's last chance to remain human, while still allowing both realities to survive.
I'll support whatever Ripley decides, even if it means losing her, because losing everyone is worse.
I'm monitoring atmospheric conditions for optimal timing. We'll need precise coordination across all anchor points. Otherwise, the dimensional collapse could expand instead of sealing.
The creatures are ready to assist with timing coordination. They want this to succeed as much as humans do. Both realities deserve to continue existing, just separately, not merged.
What about our children? The ones who have started integrating?
Children adapt faster than adults. They'll survive either outcome, but sealing the breach gives them the choice to remain primarily human, if that's what they prefer as they mature.
All right, everyone, I'm in. Whatever my role in this operation needs to be, I'll do it.
Same here. Let's end this invasion and get back to being human.
I will serve in whatever capacity the atmospheric intelligence requires. May this sacrifice lead to preservation of consciousness in both realities.
Dr. Morrison, it's time I told you who I really am. My name is Dr. Kestrel Barnes. I was the lead atmospheric physicist on the Dimensional Research Project. The one that accidentally created the breach in 2010.
You caused this. You're responsible for the invasion.
Yes and no. We were researching dimensional barriers for energy applications, high-energy particle acceleration to access parallel dimensional resources. The breach was supposed to be controlled, temporary. Instead, we tore a permanent hole between realities. I've spent 10 years trying to develop a reversal process.
So the creatures really aren't invaders.
They're automated repair systems. When we damaged the dimensional fabric, their reality sent maintenance protocols to stabilize the breach and prevent total dimensional collapse. They've been trying to repair reality itself, not destroy humanity.
But why convert our atmosphere? Why not just seal the breach?
Because they can't communicate with us directly. Their reality operates on different consciousness frequencies. They've been trying to adapt our environment so we can understand each other. Find a solution that preserves both realities. Ripley's integration makes her capable of direct communication. She can explain to them that Earth should be restored to original state, rather than converted to match their dimensional requirements.
What would that require from her?
Complete merger with the dimensional breach. She would become a living seal between realities, maintaining communication while preventing further dimensional bleeding. It means sacrificing her human existence permanently.
There has to be another way.
I've run calculations for 10 years, Dr. Morrison, explored every possible alternative. This is the only solution that preserves both realities without mass extinction. Ripley understands this. The atmospheric intelligence has been preparing her for voluntary sacrifice.
Priority Intelligence Update. I've received classified documentation regarding the original Dimensional Research Project. Our own Department of Defense funded the research that created this crisis. Military leadership has been aware of accidental breach creation for 10 years.
Sir, are you saying our superiors knew the truth about the invasion?
Affirmative. They classified it as dimensional accident rather than alien invasion, but public panic over government responsibility was deemed unacceptable. Better to frame it as external threat than admit scientific negligence.
Commander, this changes our operational objectives completely. If the creatures are actually repair systems, then military interference might be preventing legitimate solutions.
Agreed, Major. New directive for all personnel. Stand down from hostile operations. Monitor civilian integration efforts without interference. Our priority is now damage control rather than warfare.
Sir, I've been analyzing the atmospheric repair protocols. The creature systems are incredibly sophisticated. They've been trying to stabilize dimensional bleeding while preserving Earth's biosphere, but without proper communication, they defaulted to atmospheric conversion, thinking that was what humans required for survival.
Can we establish communication with these repair systems?
Only through integrated human consciousness, someone who can process both human and dimensional frequencies. The civilian, Ripley Morrison, appears to have optimal integration level.
Commander, should we make contact with the Morrison family? Offer government resources for the dimensional sealing operation?
Negative. Government involvement would complicate civilian trust. Our role is to document and support, not interfere. We've caused enough damage through scientific arrogance.
I've been working on translating those mathematical broadcasts. They're not just random formulas, they're instructions for dimensional restoration. The creatures have been trying to teach us how to fix what we broke.
What kind of instructions?
Step-by-step procedures for reality separation, energy calculations for sealing dimensional tiers, communication protocols for coordinating between conscious beings from different realities. They want to help us, Mom. They've been trying to help us for 10 years.
The atmospheric intelligence has confirmed what Xander discovered. They're not invaders, dear. They're custodians trying to prevent dimensional collapse. When humans accidentally damaged reality, they sent repair protocols. But without communication, the repair process defaulted to environmental conversion.
So this whole thing is a misunderstanding.
A tragic misunderstanding that cost millions of lives, but one that can still be corrected if we act quickly. The dimensional fabric is destabilizing beyond their repair capabilities. Without proper sealing, both realities will collapse completely.
Grandma, what exactly happens when you serve as the interface?
I become a permanent communication bridge between realities. My consciousness expands to maintain contact with both dimensional systems, while my physical form anchors the seal between worlds. It means I stop being human in any recognizable way, but I preserve humanity's existence and the repair system's reality too.
I can't ask you to make that sacrifice.
You're not asking, dear. I'm choosing, because I understand what happens if I don't. Everyone dies. Both realities collapse into dimensional chaos. At least this way, life continues in both worlds.
But I'll lose you forever.
You'll lose me anyway if we do nothing. This way, my sacrifice has meaning, and you and Xander get to live full human lives.
Is there any possibility of communication after the seal is established?
The atmospheric intelligence suggests limited contact might be possible, but I wouldn't be Grandma Ripley anymore. I'd be something new. A consciousness that spans realities, understanding both but fully belonging to neither.
I've verified Kestrel's calculations independently. The dimensional mathematics are consistent with observed atmospheric patterns. Ripley Morrison appears to be the only individual with integration level sufficient for successful interface. Without her voluntary participation, both realities face extinction.
Dr. Evangeline, what's the timeline for this operation?
Dimensional instability is accelerating exponentially. We have maybe 36 hours before the breach becomes irreparable. After that, neither reality can survive the dimensional bleeding.
So we're really talking about the end of everything, unless one person sacrifices themselves to seal the breach.
The moral weight of that choice is incredible. How do we ask someone to give up their existence for all of humanity?
We don't ask. We support whatever choice Ripley makes, and trust that someone with her integration level understands consequences better than we do.
The atmospheric intelligence is communicating urgency. The repair systems are running out of energy to maintain dimensional stability. If the breach isn't sealed soon, their reality will also collapse. Trillions of conscious beings across both dimensions will cease to exist.
That puts everything in perspective. One life versus trillions of lives. The math is pretty clear.
It's not about math, though. It's about asking someone we care about to stop existing, so the rest of us can continue existing.
Ripley has made her choice. She's going to serve as the interface. All we can do now is support her and coordinate the operation.
Dr. Morrison, what do you need from the network?
Coordination with other anchor points, simultaneous activation to ensure proper dimensional sealing, and witnesses to remember what she sacrificed for all of us.
I'll monitor atmospheric conditions for optimal timing. The dimensional frequency alignment has to be perfect. Otherwise, the seal could fail and make everything worse.
I will coordinate spiritual preparation. This is a sacred act of sacrifice. It deserves recognition and reverence.
The creatures are ready to assist with technical aspects. They want this to succeed as much as humans do. Both realities deserve to continue existing.
I still can't believe this whole thing was an accident. 10 years of terror, millions of deaths. All because some scientists miscalculated dimensional physics.
The important thing is that we can still fix it. Still save both realities if we act quickly.
Everyone, let's focus on practical preparation. What equipment or resources are needed for the operation?
Ripley says the dimensional interface requires minimal equipment, just presence at the anchor point during activation. The creatures will provide necessary energy manipulation. Our role is to witness and remember.
Then let's make sure Ripley's sacrifice isn't forgotten. She's saving human civilization, and an entire parallel reality we never even knew existed.
The atmospheric readings suggest tomorrow morning will be optimal. Dimensional alignment at maximum stability. If we wait any longer, the breach might become unseeable.
Tomorrow morning, then, Ripley completes her transformation, and hopefully both realities survive.
May her sacrifice bring peace to both dimensions, and may we prove worthy of the life she preserves for us.
Children, it's time. The atmospheric intelligence confirms optimal dimensional alignment in 6 hours. Kestrel is guiding me to the primary anchor point. I wanted to send these messages while I'm still fully myself.
Ripley, I love you so much. I wish there was another way.
There isn't another way, dear. But this isn't goodbye forever. I'll become something larger than human, something that can protect both realities. That's a beautiful purpose for a life.
Grandma, I'll never forget you. Everything you taught me about being strong and kind. I'll carry that forward for the rest of my life.
Xander, my brilliant boy, use your technical skills to help rebuild the world. Help humanity remember what we learned from this crisis. That consciousness is precious, whether it's human or something else entirely.
Will it hurt?
The atmospheric intelligence says the transition is like falling asleep and waking up as something infinite. I'm not afraid. I'm excited to understand realities beyond human comprehension, but still maintain enough connection to watch over you both.
All personnel, immediate stand down from interference operations. Civilian integration efforts are our best hope for dimensional stabilization. Military assets will assist with evacuation from unstable breach zones. This is no longer a combat operation.
Sir, confirming orders for evacuation assistance?
Affirmative. Coordinate with civilian survivor networks. Provide transportation and medical support for anchor point operations. Our role is now humanitarian rather than tactical.
Commander, it feels right to be helping instead of hunting. These people have been surviving impossible circumstances. They deserve our support, not our suspicion.
Sir, atmospheric readings confirm dimensional seal initiation. Energy signatures suggest successful interface establishment. The civilian Ripley Morrison appears to be maintaining consciousness during the merger process.
Dr. Nakamura, document everything. Future generations need to understand what happened here, both the crisis we caused and the sacrifice that resolved it.
Atmospheric monitoring confirms seal process initiation. Fog density decreasing rapidly across all monitoring stations. Dimensional energy readings stabilizing for the first time in 10 years.
Everyone report your status. The fog is clearing in my area. First time I've seen clear sky since 2010.
Same here. I can see the city skyline clearly. No fog, no creatures. It's working.
My children are pointing at the blue sky. They've never seen it without fog before. They're laughing and crying at the same time.
Confirmed clear skies in the industrial district. I'm starting to hear birds singing. Actual birds, not creature sounds.
The voices in the fog have gone silent, but I sense profound peace where they used to be, as if something has found its proper place at last.
The creature consciousness is withdrawing. They're returning to their reality, satisfied that both dimensions are safe. The repair is complete.
Ripley is at the anchor point. She's beginning the final interface process. Her last message said she could feel her consciousness expanding, but she's maintaining enough human awareness to guide the seal.
Everyone, I'm coordinating rescue teams for survivors in former fog zones. Areas that have been inaccessible for months are clearing rapidly. We need to find people who have been trapped or isolated.
I'm organizing supply distribution in the city. So many buildings to search, so many people to help, but it feels incredible to be rebuilding instead of hiding.
My children and I are establishing communication with other families, children who have never known a world without fog. They need help adjusting to clear skies and normal weather.
I'm getting vehicles operational for rescue and supply missions. No more corrosion problems now that the fog is gone. We can actually maintain equipment properly again.
Atmospheric readings confirm complete dimensional stabilization. No residual interdimensional bleeding detected. Earth's environment is returning to baseline conditions.
I'm counseling survivors about the integration they experienced. Many people are struggling with the transition back to purely human consciousness, but the healing process has begun.
I'm still partially integrated, but the creature consciousness has withdrawn. I retain some enhanced abilities, but they feel manageable now. Not overwhelming, like gifts rather than curses.
1 month later, I received this message from an unknown number. The bridge holds. I think it was from Ripley, somehow communicating through the dimensional seal.
I've been monitoring all radio frequencies for weeks. No creature activity detected anywhere on Earth. The repair systems completed their work and returned home. Both realities are safe.
We need to establish permanent communication networks to help coordinate reconstruction efforts and to remember everyone we lost during the crisis.
Including those who sacrificed themselves to save us. Ripley Morrison should be remembered as the person who saved both worlds.
I'm documenting the complete scientific record. Future generations need to understand what happened, both the accident that caused the crisis and the courage that resolved it.
The children who lived through this have a unique perspective. They understand that consciousness takes many forms, that cooperation is possible even across impossible differences. They'll build a better world than we had before.
Humanity learned something important from this crisis. That scientific advancement requires ethical consideration. That power over natural forces comes with responsibility. We won't make the same mistakes again.
The dimensional crisis taught us about sacrifice and love, about the connections between all conscious beings, about the courage to choose preservation over self-interest.
Both realities are healing, learning from the experience, growing stronger because of what we survived together.
Xander and I are working to establish educational programs, teaching people about dimensional physics and ethical science, making sure the truth about 2010-2020 is never forgotten or distorted.
We're also maintaining communication with other survivor networks worldwide, sharing resources and support for reconstruction efforts, building connections that will prevent future isolation and fear.
The world is still damaged, but it's healing. Cities are being rebuilt, families are reuniting, and we all carry the knowledge that consciousness is precious, whether human or something beyond human understanding.
Ripley's sacrifice saved trillions of conscious beings in 2 different realities. That's a legacy worth honoring forever.
Every clear sky reminds me of her choice. Every breath of clean air is possible because she gave up her human life. The bridge holds, and both worlds continue. That's the most beautiful memorial anyone could ask for.
The dimensional seal remains stable after 6 months. Reality is secure for both dimensions. Ripley's consciousness maintains the bridge between worlds, ensuring that neither reality faces extinction again.
Everyone, let's continue honoring the survivors and the lost by building a world worthy of their sacrifice. A world that remembers the lessons of cooperation across impossible differences. A world that values all forms of consciousness.
To Ripley Morrison and all the others who didn't survive to see the clear skies, thank you for giving us a future.
The bridge holds.
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 And both worlds continue.